Welcome back to CTV Morning Live as we continue our Ask the Expert segment with Brenda Hollingsworth and Richard Auger from Auger Hollingsworth Personal Injury Law Firm. We are talking about heading in safely with enough knowledge into the new year. We were talking about our car insurance, our disability insurance, but we want to cover a couple more, especially when it comes to our homes as well.
Right. So some of the points that we make about car insurance also apply to your home insurance. A lot of people are surprised to know that they have liability insurance on their home. You think about home insurance, oh, if I get robbed or if my house burns down. But actually, if somebody gets hurt on your property, your property insurance will kick in. So for example, if there's a slip and fall on your property, if you have a swimming pool and something bad happens, you really need to make sure that your minimum liability policy is adequate there too. So a lot of people have $1 million, maybe that's enough for you, but keep in mind, it doesn't take much. You know, we see the end result of a lot of these accidents, and it's not that hard to get to $1 million anymore. So what happens if the claim is bigger than $1 million and you only have $1 million in insurance? You're paying the difference, right? Out of your pocket, so out of your RSPs or out of the equity in your house. So it doesn't cost that much more to get, say, $2 million in liability insurance. We have $5 million, as we've talked about.
And this is just, these are making the follow-up phone calls as to finding out exactly what's in store, unemployment, all of these things you look at and you kind of go through the checklist as to what you have available.
Yeah, that's right. And the other thing is a lot of people are paying for disability insurance on their credit cards. You know, you have an annual fee on your credit card. Sometimes that includes disability insurance so that if you can't work because of an accident, you don't have to make the minimum payment or some other arrangement. You should know if you have that, right? Because when you have an accident, you're not going to think about it, and you're probably not going to have the same income. So if you have paid all these years to have disability insurance, make sure you know about it, because that's something we find clients, we ask them and they have no idea, and they don't even really know how to find out, and they don't know where their statement is, and maybe they get their statements online and they've got a head injury so they don't know how to look it up. Find out in advance. So just, you know, I have 3 credit cards. Do I have any coverage? Same thing with mortgage insurance. There's lots of people who have mortgage disability insurance. If you're paying for that, make sure you know so that you can access it. It's unbelievable. We'll find somebody like a year after the accident has been struggling and they realize they didn't have to.
These are simple questions and calls to make, but in the end are massive help looking ahead, especially, God forbid, if there's something that you're needed to call on this for. And speaking of a lot of these things that can happen, slip and falls, we're coming to you for safety, Richard, and there's some really great reminders.
Yeah, again, common sense, but it's a good time of year to think about it. You know, back to home insurance, you know, make sure your laneway and your sidewalk is cleared and salted and sanded. If you're the injured person, injured on private property, and you fall, make a note of whether or not it was sanded or salted. If it's glare ice, take a picture of it. If there was a friend with you, make sure that friend makes a note that there was no sand or salt, and that so that if you sue later, you can demonstrate that the homeowner or the property owner didn't take steps to make sure it was safe. And another common sense thing, but again, this time of year, we can remind ourselves, check your fire alarm, batteries, make sure the alarms are working, carbon monoxide detectors. All of that can obviously be very helpful and prevent any incidents.
Okay, we are looking to get ahead and feel good about starting 2015. So these are some of the phone calls that you can make over the next 2 days. Finish off 2014 with the knowledge that you need as you're heading into the new year. And of course, you can always check their website to give them a call. I know the office is closed right now, but we'll be back up and going pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're still taking calls.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nobody physically there, but we'll answer your call.
Okay, absolutely. And that information listed right on your screen. 613-233-4LAW. The website will have all of those details, www.askbrenda.ca. And of course, they've got the 2 locations now on Woodruff and the other at O'Connor.